Another big name after the bell, Microsoft. That stock's been volatile after hours after reporting earnings. Josh Lipton's in San Francisco with the highlights. Josh.
So, Melissa, just besides the bottom and the top, one other number to call out here would be Azure revenue growth, 59%. That is a deceleration sequentially and year over year. Of course, there were plenty of folks on the street who were looking for that deceleration. In part, they say just the law of large numbers kicking in here. Another metric to point out, commercial cloud revenue. Remember, that would include Azure, Dynamics 365, other cloud properties, $11.6 billion in the quarter, gross margins 66%. I did catch up with Kirk Materne over at Evercore ISI, just to get his take on the quarter. Kirk argues Microsoft keeps delivering against high expectations. And one metric he points out, commercial bookings up 35%. Kirk said an incredible number just given Microsoft's size and scale. The growth in the cloud, he says, now translating into real earnings power. He says that's going to drive the stock higher over the long term. As to why the stock isn't doing much right now in the after hours, Kirk saying, listen, it's a well-liked, well-owned stock. And yes, this quarter was good in his opinion, but we're waiting for guidance. Remember, call starts at 5:30 Eastern. Back to you, Melissa.
All right, Josh, we'll check back in with you when that call gets underway. Pete, I got to turn to you on Microsoft.
Yeah, they've been crushing it, and I think they're still crushing it. But this run into this number, absolutely, and I think that's something that he was touching on there. But also, let's even look a little bit deeper and talk about gaming and some of the other categories where they're still winning, and they're still continue to show us growth, Mel. So there's a lot of reasons to really like the quarter. You can understand why it's probably not popping, though. And I think the guidance is going to be the real key. I mean, what are they able to tell us next? What's next? That's what everybody cares about. They already kept the stock where it is because of this big run up, because of everything they delivered. But now it's about what's next, and can they actually give us even more? If they can, this is a stock that easily could be a $150 stock, I think, in a very short period of time.
So let's play Choose Your Own Adventure.
Oh, hold on.
Wait, where did that came from?
I was going to say, is that new?
Bear with me.
Wow.
If they give guidance that's right in line,
exciting.
that's right in line with consensus, what does the stock do?
Is it me or Tim?
Oh, goes down. My adventure is down.
Yeah.
I'm taking the roller coaster down. But here's the issue with Microsoft, and Pete articulated this well. I mean, the expectations are high. But meanwhile, you basically, between IBM and the Red Hat merger and Workday, you had a lot of negativity around cloud and cloud margins and cloud growth for people that have counted on cloud. No one's counted more than Microsoft. And the question is, in a world where cloud spend will be 3 times of all IT spend in the next 5 years, how commoditized and how crowded is it? And I think Microsoft struggles with that. They don't struggle on execution. And these guys have, each of those components are $11 billion revenue businesses. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, you like software, right?
Yeah, we like Microsoft. We own Microsoft. So, one of the issues is this stock is up like 35% year to date, almost double the performance of the S&P 500. So there's obviously execution risk. And they did well, right? They beat on the top line. They beat on the bottom line. The only issue is Azure has slowed. So it was 64% last quarter, down to 59% this quarter. The street was expecting 62%, but there's nothing to be worried about here long term. Right now, they're the number 2 player in cloud. I think they're going to overtake Amazon over the course of the next few years. There's still a lot of legacy internal IT within businesses, and there's definitely a need for their hybrid solution.
Look, again, last year, this quarter, 76% growth in Azure. It's 59 now, as everybody's mentioned. Still 59% is significant.
Right.
3 business units, to Tim's point, all basically $11 billion. It's
crazy.
And the other side,
juggernauts.
quickly, operating margins. Let's talk about that real quick. 38.5%, I think. The street was looking for 35.3%. That's pretty significant of a business of that size. So when you see operating margin growth, to me, in that magnitude, I think it offsets this slowdown in Azure. So the fact that the stock is not lower, to me, says, you know what? I think it's actually a very good quarter. I think it goes higher from here.
All right.
Is that your adventure, by the way?
She didn't ask me to choose.
I only asked
You or the adventure?
I only asked
Love the
you.
fact that I was the only one who's entitled to go on an adventure.
There's time still to ask other people.